How's it going, guys? Almost exactly a year ago, I did a video called The Fastest Way I Learned to Shred involving alternate picking, and a lot of you guys saw that and really enjoyed it. And this is sort of like a part 2 to that video, and the videos aren't solely focusing on alternate picking this time. It's more about combining alternate picking with legato and staccato-y stuff to create more efficient technique rather than just solely alternate picking or solely legato playing, and I think this will really work in your favor. This sort of playing really helped me. If you guys haven't seen the previous video, I explained that I'm actually left-handed playing right-handed, so I've had to work really hard on this, but I've also become rather adept with this kind of naturally because of my left-handedness, and as a result it's really helped my technique become a little more efficient over time and make it sound like I'm picking everything when I'm actually not. To follow along with this lesson, I am in standard tuning. Momentarily, I'd like to point out which picks I'm using just to answer the people who are probably going to ask. I'm using Dan's Guitar Store Precision Picks, the tapered version. This is 1.5mm at the grip and 0.9 at the very end there. This isn't sponsored, by the way, I'm just helping a friend out who makes a brilliant product which a lot of you have tried and liked. There is a link in the description box below. They're available worldwide on Amazon. Definitely give them a look. The first lick is a Zakk Wylde lick, and as I said in the prequel to this video, it's the Zakk Wylde stuff that got my hands in sync in the first place and really tightened my alternate picking because it's an even number of notes per string and an even number of strings. So if your hands aren't in sync, this lick can't work, and you certainly don't have the effect. There's no shortcut with it, which is why I've put it first. So what we've got here is... just to give you some technical pointers, use the point of the pick. I'm also planting my hand where it would be if I was really chugging along playing a riff, so I can mute all the strings I don't want to use. And I'm just picking really gently, you know, just brushing the strings. You don't need to pick super hard. What we've got going on is high E, 15 and 10, then 12 and 10 on the B. Next time around, we're going to do 12 and 10 on the high E, then 12 and 10 on the B again. So you've got this. Then all we do is play each position once. Once we've done that one, we move on to the next one. So the next one would be the regular E minor, pentatonic position. So it goes 17 and 12 on the high E, 15 and 12 on the B, you guessed it, 15 and 12 on the high E, and back to the B the same again. Then we move up to the next position. Then I change up my pattern slightly on the next part here. So there I'm going 19, 20, 17 on the high E, and then 20 and 17 on the B. Then 22, bent up a whole tone. This is what you should have. Give that a whirl. This next lick is John Sykes inspired. I featured it in a recent video and it goes like so. Now, this is one of those licks that sounds like I'm picking everything and I'm actually not. It's a little weird. Let me just quickly show you the scale I'm outlining. It's basically E natural minor. Then notice that it goes linear at the end. Use my inlays as a guide. You don't need tab, I have faith in you. What you've got here is I'm going downstroke, hammering on the next two notes, then up, down, up on the A. Little burst. Then pulling off those two notes, and then picking the rest on the low E. Then when it's time to go back up, I'm picking the first note, hammering on the other two, then applying that same burst to the D string, and then back down. And the basic pattern is I'm going up two strings, then down one, up two strings, then down one, until I get to the end. Then once I get to the end here, I change the sequence to something completely different, and it's the same thing. I'm incorporating like a 50-50 split in effort in terms of hammer-ons, pull-offs, and picking, and it goes... And that pattern there, really nice triplet pattern there you can feature across loads of scales. Kind of Randy Rhoads in nature. Give that a go, a really fun lick to do, great for your picking. This next one is short and sweet, it's basically the extended blues scale, but it makes for a killer descending run. This one is in E minor, like the other licks in this video so far. Starting on the 19th of the high E. 4 notes per string there. And 2 notes on the B. Definitely got the effect of, whoa, what did he do there about it? This last one's got a similar effect and it involves some string skipping. Here it goes. Now, this one involves, again, it's like a 50-50 split between alternate picking and hammer-ons and pull-offs, and it goes like so. I'll play it slowly for you, starting on the G string, 12th fret. Blew it, just played the whole thing. What you've got here is I'm going 12, hammer on to 14. Then I go with my little finger to 17 on the high E. Repeat 12 and 14 on the G, pick the first note and then hammer on. Then I go over to the high E, 12. Then what I do is I go 14, 12, 14 on the G to turn the whole thing around. And once that's happened, I then play, in essence, the same thing again, except I'm playing the 15th fret on the high E to start it off. Really cool little pattern there, well worth trying out. And if it's a little bit too difficult at first, just try it maybe in the pentatonic. Sounds really, really nice. And then what I do is I apply this little lick here and I cross a couple of positions in doing so. Here we go. So I go 12, 14, 15. So I start to come down in groups of 2 there. And I go 15 and 12 on the B there. I pick 1 note and then pull it off. Sorry. Slide down to that 12th fret there on the B string, and you don't make too much of a point of it. Then we go 12 and 10 on the high E, B12, and then back to 10. Picking that first note, then pulling off. Then this really cool little lick here, got a bluesy feel because we start on the flat 5. So it goes 11 and 12 on the B, 10 on the B, 10 on the high E, then back down, and resolve there. And it sounds really, really nice. It's a really cool, crazy lick where you're crossing positions and adding a little bit of chromaticism in there to give it an edge. Give those a go. Just to wrap up the video, let me share with you some practice tips. A lot of people online would say, put on a metronome and build up to a faster tempo, and that's absolutely fine. If it works for you, go for it. I'd never stop you or discourage it. But that's not what I did. When I was first trying licks like this, I was coming from a position of quite speedy pentatonic proficiency, mostly left hand generated, simply because I'm left-handed, as I said before. And what I ended up doing was starting off really, really slow, painfully slow, just so I could learn the lick and what I was supposed to do, get it dialed in my meat computer, if you like. Then gradually work it up. Then I'd hit this glass ceiling where it'd be like, it's just not getting any faster. A lot of people get to that stage and then just give up. And what you've got to do is stay at that glass ceiling. That's your technique adapting to this newfound speed. I see it in a lot of the students that I have. And if they stay there long enough, they eventually break through. And they're picking, or in this case, left-hand work, whatever it might be, it adapts and it overcomes the barrier that you were originally facing, and suddenly it becomes way more comfortable all of a sudden. The more and more you do it, the more you refine it, and the better at it you will get. How long it will take, it's up to you. It comes down to how much you play. But I just wanted to share that with you. And if this helps as well, I heard this brilliant tip from, oddly enough, one of my students who told me how he practiced. He said, I try and work it up to 100%, but that's not mission accomplished. If you can get it to 120%, that means you can play it with ease at 100%. So always try and overstep the mark if you can, so that you can play it with as much control as you feel you need to. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you fancy watching some more lessons, please check out what you see below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.